Serena. You're watching Dante's Boxing Nation.
Dante's Boxing Nation, what's going on, guys? So nobody would have ever guessed that Rolly Romero would end up becoming the welterweight champion of the world after getting knocked out by Gervonta Tank Davis and Isaac Pitbull Cruz. But that's the world of boxing that we're living in right now. Because of Jaron Ennis vacating his belts and moving up to 154, Rolly Romero is elevated to the full WBA welterweight champion of the world. This is how the welterweight division looks right now. You have two champions that were knocked out by Gervonta Tank Davis, Rolly Romero, and Mario Barrios, and then you have the undefeated Brian Norman Jr., who's going to be fighting against Devin Haney in a really, really good matchup. Now, and I'm also hearing when it comes to the IBF belt, a Lewis Crocker is going to fight against Patty Donovan. Two fighters I've never heard of, to be honest with you guys. But this is a rematch, and they were both undefeated. And in the first fight, Patty Donovan was disqualified. This is definitely looking like one of the weakest divisions in boxing, at least when it comes to the champions and the top 10. But what makes the situation even worse when it comes to the welterweight division is I have a feeling that none of these champions are going to be willing to unify the belts. I mean, Mario Barrios, he never showed any interest of fighting against Jaron Ennis. And you have Rolly Romero, who had never showed any interest of fighting Devin Haney going all the way back to 135. So now when it comes to the winner of Devin Haney and Brian Norman, these other champions are going to be even more reluctant to fight the winner. I have a feeling what's going to happen is the other champions, they're going to freeze out the winner of Haney versus Brian Norman, and they're going to fight against each other because those are much safer fights. And this is the reason why I keep telling you guys that mandatory unifications need to be implemented in the sport of boxing. Because in the four-belt era, a champion, he should not be able to hold the belt hostage. Just like a champion is ordered to fight as mandatory at least once a year or whatever it is, they should also be forced to unify the belts at least once a year or once every 2 years. And just like it works for a mandatory contender, if you turn down your unification bout, then you're stripped of your belt. If you complain that you're getting a low ball offer, then it goes to purse bid. That way, a champion, he has no way of avoiding a unification bout. It's just really unfortunate when it comes to the state of the welterweight division right now, because the welterweight division is famously known as the glamour division. And unfortunately, right now, it's looking like the disaster division. Now, we have a huge fight when it comes to Brian Norman Jr. versus Devin Haney. But outside of that fight, man, it's going to take a lot of money for Rolly Romero or Mario Barrios to get in the ring with the winner. I just don't see it happening, especially Rolly Romero. With all the type of interviews he did talking about Devin Haney, man, he sounds like he is terrified of getting in the ring with Haney. So if Brian beats Devin Haney and he beats him with no controversy, yeah, I can't see Rolly taking that fight. Now, you know, the one good thing about Turki Al-Sheikh is he is extremely transparent. So if he decides, you know what, I'm going to match the winner of Haney-Norman against Mario Barrios or Rolly Romero, if they turn down the fight, there's a very good chance that Turki Al-Sheikh will expose them. I mean, there's no doubt about it. When it comes to the other champions, their biggest payday is going to be against the winner of Norman versus Haney, because there's no one else at 147. Now, there are talks that Rolly Romero and Ryan Garcia are in negotiations for a rematch, and that's going to be a very difficult fight for Ryan Garcia to win. But let's just say hypothetically he wins the fight. If he wins the fight, I believe that there's a better chance of Ryan Garcia fighting against the winner of Haney and Brian Norman over Rolly Romero doing it if he were to win a rematch, if they end up fighting in a rematch. Rolly is terrified of Devin Haney, and I believe he will also be terrified of a Brian Norman Jr. if Brian beats Devin Haney. Ryan Garcia is now making excuses for why he lost to Rolly Romero, but he's making the same excuses that he made for why he got knocked out by Gervonta Tank Davis. He ain't fooling nobody. Every time he loses, he say he didn't train. But the problem is Ryan Garcia, he looked the same way in the first round against Rolly that he looked in the 12th round in that fight. As soon as Ryan tried to use his left hand, Rolly caught him with his left hand. And after that, Ryan Garcia was extremely reluctant to let his hands go. And that's the whole narrative of the fight. Rolly Romero, he took away Ryan Garcia's left hook. So let's see if Ryan Garcia is willing to take the rematch, because if he loses that fight, then his career is completely over. And this is the reason why a lot of fighters, they don't take a rematch when they're not sure they're going to win. This is why Canelo never rematched Bivol. This is the reason why he didn't rematch Lara. This is the reason why Lomachenko never rematched Orlando Salido. This is the reason why Margarito turned down an offer to rematch Paul Williams. This is the reason why it took Oscar De La Hoya like 3 years to rematch Shane Mosley, and he only did it after Shane Mosley lost twice to Vernon Forrest. So let's see how it all plays out. But once again, man, after Devin Haney versus Brian Norman, it seems like it's going to be completely dried up at the welterweight division. Hopefully I'm wrong. With that being said, I'm going to wrap this video up. That's all I got for now, guys. I'm on to the next one.
You've said this week that people believe Devin has the blueprint to beat you. What are the kind of things you've been hearing? What do you think? Do you think people are still doubting you going into this fight?
I just said that. I mean, that's what it is. People keep doubting. They've been doubting my whole life. That's why I got a big old chip on my shoulder. And shoot, yesterday even amped it up even more. So y'all boys let me get too comfortable. Y'all let me get my hand back, man. Time is up, man. It's time for y'all to get up out my sport. Y'all tearing it up anyway.
You've obviously got great power in this weight class. Do you think you have other advantages over Devin?
I mean, that's what everybody keep looking at. They keep looking at the power, but the power don't mean nothing if you can't land it. So you got to have some kind of IQ. You got to learn how to put that thing together. So I'm going to show y'all something different come this fight.
All right, now check this out, guys. If you're looking to repair eczema scars, burns and bruises, dark spots and blemishes, fever blisters, diabetic ulcers, this right here is the perfect product for you guys. It's called Elo Deki Face and Body Oil. Athletes and top-ranking boxers, they're also using it after training to reduce swelling, inflammation, and to ease the pain. So get yours today. Go to elodeki.com, like them on Facebook, and follow them on Instagram. Let me tell you guys about Issa Israel Law Firm. It is a full-service legal practice based in Denver, Colorado, an emerging hub for combat sports and high-altitude training. If you're a fighter inside or outside of the ring and you need a law firm you can trust to fight for you, visit thefighterfirm.com or email help@iilawfirm.com. Legal representation is usually limited to plaintiffs or defendants in Colorado, but iFirm can help anyone in the world with trademarking their business name, logos, and U.S. immigration issues. This brother has been my attorney for a while and helped guide me through all kinds of business and civil issues, so make sure you guys go to thefighterfirm.com.